follow the bees. Why couldn't it have been follow the butterflies?
Bees? ? Best Cards Against Humanity card.
True, very
ever.
true. Anyway, hello and welcome to the special Reboot edition of Charm Chats with Kendra.
And Kat.
Today we are covering episode 7, Out of Scythe.
Yeah.
Which is actually a pretty good pun.
Yep, not too bad.
And anyway, let's get into this summary.
Yeah.
We open on some hipster-presenting sommelier, or possibly just a hipster working in a wine shop, closing a sale. The lights go out, and a shadowy humanoid shape removes a small glowy red thing from his torso. Meanwhile, Maggie, dressed in a fetching leopard print number, answers the back door to find Parker, who offers her a date, Beyonce tickets, shirtlessness, and a kitten before her fantasy is interrupted by Mel. Over breakfast, Harry asks if anyone else felt a hellquake the night before. Maggie is wondering if college is right for her, and Macy is worried about her new supervisor. She needn't have fretted, though, as the new boss immediately promotes her to lab supervisor, and then orders her to fire Galvin. Maggie gets a for-real date offer from Parker, who is apparently enough of a stalker to know her work schedule. A gorgeous dreadlocked lady with a serious goth vibe hits on Mel at her bartending job and encourages her to keep at her thesis. She immediately FaceTimes Maggie, who has to hang up in order to answer the door. In falls hipster sommelier, calling her Charmed One before passing out in the foyer. Harry heals Leon, who, as well as being a professional wine snob, is also a satyr, and he tells them he is a sentinel who guards one of 3 shards of the Scythe of Tartarus. Until last night, that is. Meanwhile, Alistair is frustrated by his lack of a good enough can opener and has resorted to hiring Fuzzy Shadow Man in order to collect all the shards of the Scythe of Tartarus. At Casa Vera Vaughn, everyone but Maggie is super hungover and making plans to intercept further shard thefts. Maggie's first date with Parker is going super well, with lots of sharing and caring, up until she hears him think about how he can never tell her the truth. Macy's first attempt to fire Galvin over coffee falls flat as he refuses to shut up about job-related things before dashing off. Maggie walks in on Parker in his room with a tourniquet and a needle. The girls and Harry arrive at the scene of another Fuzzy Shadow Man attack, but not in time to stop him stealing the second Scythe shard from an Egyptian fertility goddess. Macy theorizes about the Scythe's magnetism at the house when everyone notices the windows are covered in bees. Insert Oprah gif here. They realize the third shard must be in the house. Macy proposes using the bees as a dowsing rod, and it works like a charm. As Maggie holds the handle and final shard, the key Macy found leaps out of her shirt and into the hilt. Actually, the pommel. The race to come up with a plan before Fuzzy Shadow Man arrives is on. They all light more candles than exist in a single house on the entire planet, all enchanted up the wazoo so Fuzzy Shadow Man can't extinguish them, and when he goes for the decoy, they begin a spell. It fails when the actual shard, called by its buds, smacks Mel in the back and disrupts their triangle. Maggie manages to grab it and lead FSM, not to be confused with Flying Spaghetti Monster, on a merry chase around the house, but can't prevent the scythe from being reassembled in her hands. She gets a read on FSM, then instructs Macy to magic the scythe out of her grip and into Mel's. Out of nowhere, Hot Dreadlock Lady zaps the scythe out of Mel's hand and into her own, and then teleports out. FSM, likewise, exeunts. Upon examination, the wound left by HDL appears to be identical to the marks left on Marisol and the other elders. Mel and Maggie finally tell Macy about what Marisol said in 1989 and try to assuage her fears. Macy convinces her new boss that Galvin is worth retaining and makes a deal that if she can save the lab another $40,000, he stays. Mel tells Maggie she's dropping out of the PhD program, and Maggie tells Mel she is going to be a psych major. Parker shows up yet again and feeds Maggie a line about having an autoimmune disorder, then goes to Daddy Alistair and makes his excuses about losing the scythe. Alistair tells Parker he needs to be exploiting Maggie's empathy to their own ends. And done. See, now, I remember commenting about Hunter calling Alistair dad. I'm like, why did they make him his dad? Well, obviously this is why.
Yes.
Yes. And I will say now, reading Dante in middle school makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh-huh.
I have so many thoughts.
I know, I bet.
So many. So many. Oh, man. So we start out with Wine Dude, who I immediately was like, well, he's going to die because, you know.
Yeah.
I do like that they twisted that.
Yeah, a little bit.
But so Shadow Dude,
FSM.
yep, throws him through a shit ton of wine bottles.
Like a pyramid. A display full
of wine bottles. That all crash to the ground and break, but there's no liquid at all. Just broken glass.
I'm surprised they broke. Wine bottles are heavy.
Wine bottles are very heavy and thick, but like, again, no liquid, which means they were all empty. What was it a display of?
The wine that they stock, maybe?
Like,
maybe
you'd think
or
in
maybe,
a wine shop that they would be wine for sale, and therefore when they get all broken, they would be a puddle of water.
That huge ass like
wine all over.
That wall of like wine cubbies. So
I guess I don't know. It was
I could
weird.
see it being like a weird like grouping by countries display or something.
I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just weird to me.
Yeah.
That all of them broke and there was not a single drop of liquid on the ground. Like, what?
Yeah.
And then he pulls out the piece of the scythe, which I immediately wrote in my notes in all caps, hot rib. Because that's what it looked like. It was
glowy.
Glowing red and curved like a rib. And until you knew what it was, hot rib made sense. The logo came through in smoke.
That was cool.
Which was cool, but I'm not sure how exactly.
Fuzzy Shadow Man.
I mean, I guess.
I'm pretty sure it was meant to
be like
mimic
that.
What he looks like.
All right. I immediately knew that she was going to be in a dream sort of thing at something when
she was dressed too nicely.
Well, it wasn't even her being dressed too nicely. It was the him coming up, you know, Lucy's moved on, have Beyonce tickets. Like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, Lucy moving on did seem a little bit fast to me. And so when that actually happens,
okay,
like a scene or two later.
Yeah. I do not know why the hell they had the actual asking out scene, like the real life one, so closely mirror the fantasy one.
Yeah.
Literally pieces, chunks of dialogue. What Parker said was identical. Mm-hmm. They should have switched it up a little bit because it was creepy.
But see, here's the thing. It wouldn't have been, it would have still been creepy, but it wouldn't have been as bad had it not happened literally a scene after she has this dream thing. If it had been at the end of the episode he asks her out.
And that wouldn't have worked for the plot of the episode.
Well, I get that. But if it had been at the end of the episode, then it would have been a nice mirror effect of she dreamed this and now it's coming true. But the fact that it literally happens within 5 minutes, you're just like, this is weird. I dislike this.
No.
But it does make me wonder, why was Parker with Lucy? Was he with Lucy to get closer to Maggie?
No.
Because he was with Lucy from who knows how long.
He was definitely with Lucy longer than Maggie was probably going to the school. So I'm thinking Daddy just didn't care.
That's the only thing that makes sense because we find out that he's half demon.
Daddy didn't care.
On Daddy's side.
And then he tells Daddy that Maggie macked on him. And Dad's like, well, you got to break up with Lucy because she's a witch and we need intel. So go be intel.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger thing with that is that Parker being half demon means that Daddy didn't care until he was needed.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, because he says to Alistair, he says, you know, I was done after this. You sent me on this one task and I'm done now. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Now I need you to do more.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it. But like that was my first thought. I was like, was he with Lucy to get to Maggie? Because that doesn't make sense. But I do think it very funny though that Parker is our new Cole analog.
Yeah, kind of.
Because Maggie is very much our Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because I actually liked Parker.
He was okay.
And now that, like, I know he's going to be the Cole analog, it automatically, like, I'm automatically biased. You know what I mean?
You are a little
bit. But, like,
yeah.
I'm aware of my bias, so I'm hoping that I can overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that was my first thought. I was like, why? Why did they have to do this? Oh.
I would also love it if they would actually call Maggie's power what it is, which is clearly telepathy. They keep calling it empathy.
No, okay, so here's the thing, right? So...
Parker called it empathy.
Right, Parker called it empathy, but here's my question on that.
I mean, we know she gets emotions.
I actually put this in my notes.
Does he not know?
Does he not know? Because he says that Maggie's an empath. So does he not know that she can read minds, or is he just keeping it from Daddy?
Good point. I swear she's referred to it though as empathy.
She said when the reason that he knows is that she said, my sister's always said I was empathic.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when she says it.
I feel like that's happened before, though.
I don't think they've said it. I don't think they've really said it before. I will be honest,
It might have been Harry. It might have been Harry. I feel like he's referred to it as empathic abilities.
Yeah.
Which, like, she technically does have, but, like,
right.
No one ever says telepathy. I love telepathy.
Yes.
I even knowing all of the problems that would come with being a telepath, I'd be like, yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. I would like to know what everyone is thinking. Because it will make it easier for me to go about in the world. I won't have to be sitting at work constantly worried I'm getting fired because my anxiety is just like...
Yeah, I don't know if I'm being completely honest about it. I don't know if having telepathy would make my anxiety less or worse.
I think it would make it better because people think about so much shit in the day that's not related to, like, you or any of the people around them.
Yeah, no, I get
until
that.
They pass in your, like, sphere of consciousness. But, like, about 10% of my day is literally just zoning out.
Yeah.
And train of thought going. So if, like, a telepath is there when that's happening, they're like...
The fuck
is she high?
Wrong? Yeah, it's like, the fuck is wrong with this child?
Yeah, I was out with Becky the other week, and we're just talking, and I'm trying to describe how I felt after this, like, yoga session, and she's like, are you high? And I'm like, no. She's like, have you done marijuana? I'm like, couple of times, but not recently? Like...
I mean, no, absolutely not.
Good. Not within the statute of limitations.
I was gonna say,
whatever that may be.
It's like, absolutely not in this state where it is illegal.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say I did it in Illinois.
Anyway.
Yeah. Can I just say, Mel, you should have gotten healed by Harry. You could have nerve damage.
Yeah.
It's lightning. She struck you with lightning.
Yeah.
This is not a war wound situation. Like, yes, should we have seen that it looked like the wounds on the elders? Yes.
Totally.
But
then heal that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
If you want, get a fucking tattoo, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But heal that son of a bitch. I do have to say, though, like, you saw a cute braid girl come in. Who didn't automatically assume she was evil? Raise of hands? Anyone?
I mean,
anyone.
I thought about it, but I'm like, she's hot.
That's why I thought about it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she's hot and she's hitting on Mel.
The hotness was not...
Just instantly.
Yeah, I know. It was a little too convenient for, like, her moving on. I'm like, this is a little too convenient.
Yeah.
But hey, hot lady.
Yeah, it was the convenience factor. Because it was the... I didn't mean to overhear, but you should work on your thesis.
Well, she didn't know it was a thesis.
Whatever, but it's like
she just saw her there with the computer and like typing. And she's like, writer's block? Like,
yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little bit. I don't want to say forced because that's not exactly it, but it was like I immediately was like, oh, she's gonna be evil, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's gonna be evil. This is gonna be bad. But I didn't. It went in a way I wasn't expecting because I didn't expect her to show up at the house and steal the thing. Like, oh, all right, that's a thing.
I really enjoyed the shape of that scythe. Like, it wasn't huge.
Yeah, it was nice and compact. I do like that Mel got a job at the Haunt instead of getting the job at the university, because then there's a reason for them to be at the Haunt.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that Macy was like, you know, here's a promotion, Macy, now go fire your boyfriend. You know, like...
Well, he's not her boyfriend.
Well, I know, but like, you know, it's like, you like this guy, now you get to fire him. And she was like, no, let's see about how I can save money so that I don't have to fire him.
Also, the comedy of errors that was her attempting to gently let him know he's being fired, and him being so fucking good at his job that he won't goddamn listen to her, which is also a way of being bad at his job, but not very much.
Yeah.
The one sort pretty much cancels out the other. But, like, he keeps trying to give her pointers and, like, be a good lab supervisor. And it's like, you're adorable, Galvin. This is hilarious.
I like
the fact that I love that the offhand line of him saying he has to go help this one guy with the machines turns into her, presumably, we don't see it, actually. I'm pretty sure she fires him at the end.
Yeah.
Like, we don't hear her say that. She's just like, we need to talk. And clearly, he's a super slacker. Like,
yeah.
Like, young slacker white dude.
Yeah. Like, you want to get rid of money? Let's get rid of the guy who's not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The one who doesn't know how to work any of the equipment without help. The one who just sits back and gets the floor dirty with whatever the fuck he's tossing into his mouth.
I have thoughts on that, too, but
like, you work at a lab. You shouldn't have food in the lab.
Yep. Let's see. I thought it was very funny that they had Mel and... Was it Mel and Maggie? FaceTiming?
Yeah.
Like, I get that we're in technology age, but, like, seriously, you're FaceTiming while at work. Why is this happening?
And also, she had to immediately FaceTime her after meeting a cute chick.
Yeah. I don't necessarily have an issue with that, though, like, and I get that it's a TV show and therefore they want to be more visual than just texting. But, like, it would have made more sense had she just texted and been like, oh my God, cute girl at work, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
Instead of FaceTiming.
And then not talking about the cute girl at work.
Yeah.
Like, that seemed like the impetus for the call. Mm-hmm. Although I did like how the standby, she can still, like, make faces. I don't know that that's an actual feature on a Pixel. Because they were using Google Pixels.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a thing you can actually do when FaceTiming on a Pixel. But it's fun.
I like it. It's a nice little feature if it is.
Mm-hmm.
As for the satyr, I laughed so hard when she said "smells like a wet dog" and then took his shoe off and it was a goat hoof, and I was like, oh, he's a satyr. Okay, that explains the wine.
Yeah, it was a good lateral move.
Yeah. I also enjoyed the flower crowns and CG butterflies. Mm-hmm. It was a nice little movement there.
And hungover Harry the next morning was delightful.
Yeah, I love that they all decided to get wasted with the satyr. Like,
I think they didn't intend to. I think that's just
kind of what happened.
Because you're with a satyr.
Well, and because Maggie says, I only had 4 or 5 glasses of wine, which means I'm assuming all of them did.
Yeah.
And that's what comes from being in your early 20s, my people, my dudes.
To be young again.
Yeah.
Which, granted, Mel's only like 25, 26.
Yeah, but your tolerance for stuff changes, and body chemistry is a lot.
Also, Maggie's 18 or 19. Like, she's a baby.
Yeah, I don't know if she's legally allowed to drink.
She's not. So which makes her bringing a bottle of champagne to Parker's room real weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, are we promoting underage drinking now? What's...
Yeah, I'm thinking
because there's a line between...
They're trying to make it like... They're trying to fog that line a little bit of her being 21.
She's not, though.
And that's why, like, part of me is like, I kind of wish that they had done this in, like, Canada or England. Because then, 19, you're perfectly legal to drink, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, no, drinking age is 21 here in the States.
Yeah.
And it's,
we already have enough of a problem with binge drinking culture.
Yeah. I do like, because I don't think we knew this before, I do like finding out that Maggie is vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we knew that before.
Vegan-ish.
Ish, yeah. Like, I've done the whole vegan-ish thing before.
I've done the accidental vegetarian one.
Yeah.
Which is just, I'm in college, I'm broke, I can't buy anything with meat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to steal all the vegetables I can from the cafeteria and go to town.
Yep.
With some rice that I have.
Yep. I was a vegetarian for a year. And then I remembered how much I enjoy fish and chicken and turkey. It was after that year that when I went to try going back to eating red meat that my body was like, no. So
absolutely not.
Yeah. So I can't have red meat. So yeah, I have when in my notes here it was the Parker doing drugs. That's a twist I didn't see coming. What's his excuse gonna be?
Yeah.
And it's
autoimmune disorder.
But here's the thing.
There was a tourniquet. That's
There's
weird.
a fucking tourniquet.
I mean, maybe.
But like nobody does their own meds that way.
Yeah, no.
No. That's not a thing.
Like, if you have a bunch of pills, sure. Like, if it's a shot, generally, don't they formulate those so that it goes, like, into your shoulder or, like, your butt or...
I mean, it could totally go into a vein. That's not an issue. And even in that regard, if it is you have this thing, you have to put it into your vein, having the tourniquet isn't a big deal. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, if it has to go in the vein, then you have to have a tourniquet, especially if you're doing it by yourself. You have to have the tourniquet so you can actually get to the vein. That's fine. But it was the way that he was laying there.
Yeah. The reclining
position and the look on his face was most definitely he is doing a drug of some sort. This is not a medicine face. This is an ecstasy from drug face. All right. So, yeah. Now, the reason that I wonder whether or not he actually knows about her being able to read minds.
She did mention when he was Fuzzy Shadow Man, "You're in pain." Like, to his face.
Yeah, she was totally doing the telepathy thing there. She doesn't know that it's him. But my question is, but because that didn't happen... Hold on, I can't remember the exact turn of events, the timing of events. Did Parker come over and tell her about the autoimmune disorder before or after the fuzzy demon thing?
After. Because then she's like, I read a demon! Woo!
Okay.
But no, she was reading him during the date.
Right.
And then... she sees him with the tourniquet, and then she gets a read on Fuzzy Shadow Man, and then Parker
he comes
shows
in.
up.
So okay,
and then she hears him talk about.
I'm glad I told you the truth.
Which is just weird phrasing to be in your head.
Well, but here's the thing. Okay, so if the timing was that she was in Shadow Man's head, and Shadow Man is Parker,
yeah,
then Parker knows she can read his mind. So he was lying to Daddy.
I know, that's what I thought at the end of the episode.
But that also means that he knows that she can read his mind, so now he's going to be guarding his thoughts. And knowing that he's now told her, oh, I have this autoimmune disorder thing, and as soon as she touches him again, I'm glad I told her the truth. Because he knows that she'll be listening.
Unless... you're supposed to say unless. Unless he actually does contextualize being half demon as an autoimmune disorder. Maybe there's some weird interaction happening where, like, him going all Fuzzy Shadow Man actually physically hurts him.
That I could see as a possibility. However. It is much more plausible that he was lying in his own brain because he knows she can hear his thoughts. Mm-hmm. But I don't necessarily think that he knew she could read thoughts the first time.
Yeah, definitely not.
Anyway, I think it very funny that the Book of Shadows had the shadow demons being vanquished via enchanted penetrative light.
Not a good enough reason to use penetration.
Yes. But I want to know, do they draw the diagrams before writing the words? Because it looks like the line about the vanquishing light was added in after the drawings were done. Because the drawing is like on the middle left or the middle right hand side of the page, and the words vanquishing penetrating light. The word vanquishing is, or sorry, not vanquishing, enchanted. The word enchanted is on top of it, and then penetrating light is hyphenated next to the diagram. It was literally hard to read that that's what the phrase actually was. And then there's another diagram toward the bottom of the page, and the rest of the wording about the penetrating light is written around that diagram. So it's like, the diagrams came first? Really? Yeah. That's just weird. Yeah. And why would you put the diagrams in such odd places? Why wouldn't you put them all on the left-hand side of the page so that when you write the words, it all makes sense? Mm-hmm. I have issues with the Book of Shadows.
I know.
Just from the logistical standpoint of being able to read it clearly. Properly. Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're putting the original series into 1080 HP.
Oh, God.
So we're going to get so much detail.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I enjoyed was the fertility god, who, as soon as she said her name, I was like, wait, isn't that the hippo cat fertility god thing?
What was her name again?
Tawaret.
Oh, okay.
Tawaret. Tawaret.
Yeah, Tawaret.
Yeah. But I'm proud of myself that I knew that was
That's
the
like a 4-year-old
guy.
trying to say tower rat.
Yeah, there you go.
Tawaret.
But yeah, I'm in my notes. I was like, the hippo cat fertility god. Yes. I was very proud of myself for knowing that, because it's like the face of a hippo, the body of a cat, and then boobs like a human, because fertility god.
And treat her like Meghan Markle.
Yeah, okay. So
there's a weird Meghan Markle through line through this show, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, I like the idea of the continuing joke, but I'm sorry, Meghan Markle is not a goddess. She's just a duchess via marriage.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
Yeah. Apparently, there's now a huge thing going on where the IRS is trying to figure out like what exactly they're allowed to tax her for, or like they're maybe the family is trying to figure out like how to keep, because there's an issue since Harry is technically a trust fund kid, which means his income is from his parents, which kind of gives the IRS an in into.
No,
it shouldn't. I agree, but like there's a lot of weird like. I was reading a couple of articles on it, and basically everyone's just a little like apprehensive about
the only thing that the IRS can tax her on is residuals from anything she worked on while she was in the States.
She has to declare any income though, and that includes like if she's staying in Kensington Palace and not actually paying rent. Technically, that like she has to declare gifts above like a certain dollar amount. Like, God, U.S. tax law is so fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, it's fucked. But that's only true until she renounces citizenship,
which she apparently doesn't want to do.
Of course, she doesn't want to. Because if you renounce American citizenship, do you know how fucking hard it would be to get it back?
Yep.
I understand her not wanting to, but.
I wish she could just transfer it over to Canada. Be like, close enough.
Yeah, I know.
Because Canadians get like pretty good entry into the U.S.
Yeah.
I think more U.S. citizens get denied entry into Canada for insufficient funds.
Oh, John Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but they can only tax her on the stuff she is getting from America, from stuff she's done residuals. Like, because yeah. We're not going to go into Meghan Markle tax law. But that's the other funny thing, right? Is I was reading a stupid article.
Wait, hang on. Meghan Markle tax law is my Blondie cover band? I don't know. It just sounds right.
I don't know about that one. I don't know if Blondie is the proper band for that.
I feel like Bangles fits.
Maybe Bangles. Anyway, but no, one of my. Okay, so there's a lot of new social media things out there, and there's one that I'm on that's kind of like a combination of Facebook and Reddit.
Febbit?
No. It's, I want to say it's called like Quora or something. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I check my email and it's there. But it's basically ask questions, get answers.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So it's kind of like Reddit in that way, but it's a feed of stuff, which is why it's kind of like Facebook. But one of the funniest things about it is somebody asked the question of, does Kate Middleton hate Meghan Markle or something stupid like that, whatever. But my absolute favorite answer ever was Who? I'm sorry, those women don't exist. Oh, you mean Duchess Catherine and Duchess Megan? Like, yeah, like, it was, like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, oh, you mean the Duchess of Cambridge and the Duchess of Sussex? No. Like, but it was just like, I'm sorry, Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle no longer exist. She is Catherine, Duchess of Essex, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. They no longer go by their maiden names because they're married now. Oh, and then the other funny one that I saw was why are our William's kids princes, but he and his brother aren't princes anymore. And someone comes back and like, no, they're still princes. But they're also dukes, and Duke outranks Prince, so they go by Duke.
Wait, Duke outranks Prince?
Yes.
How?
Because it does.
That makes no sense to me.
Because it does.
Because dukes aren't always in the direct line of succession. But princes are.
That means nothing.
I'm so confused.
It's because Duke is a higher title.
That's just weird.
Yeah. Anyway,
whatever.
We have completely...
I'm a no-no.
Yeah, I'm a no-no as well. Well, I'm a little more of a no than thou. But...
I actually had to put that in writing this week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm a no-no?
Uh-huh.
Did you do it properly?
I'm a no. K-N-O-W. Yes.
I'm an N-O-K-N-O-W.
Yes, okay. I figured that was probably the right way to do that. I'm so happy that I did it.
Yeah, because you're saying I don't know. So I'm a no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hyphenate it?
No.
Okay. Because that could work.
Yeah, no.
Because a no-no, like a thing that's off limits, a no-no, that's a no-no, is hyphenated.
Yeah, but...
And then it's a noun, and then I am a no-no, as in I don't know, could also be hyphenated because that is a noun.
Yeah, but no. It's not hyphenated.
I like the idea of hyphenating it, though.
Yeah, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have digressed a fair bit.
I love that the only thing that can open this fucking can is something that lets demons out of hell. Like,
yeah, I mean, it makes sense, though.
It's just hilarious, because he's like, yeah, stupid fucking witch devised a spell I can't break, and the charmed ones augmented it, so I really can't fucking break it. I've tried everything.
The only thing I can think of is this. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just remembered something that happened, like, pretty much right up at the fucking top of the episode.
All right.
They said that Gregorian was fired. Macy said, since Gregorian was fired...
Remind me of who that was.
The guy I made the calendar joke about last week.
Yeah, no, but I'm trying to remember.
The guy who was stabbed in the neck by Hunter.
Thank you.
Which means Daddy's been doing cover-up.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you know about stabbing in the neck, but there's rather a lot of blood usually when that happens.
Usually, but most of the time, depending on how things happen, the blood doesn't actually show up until the stabbed item is removed.
True.
And he did not remove that.
True. But, like, there would still be blood around.
Yeah.
And it's, like, he clearly didn't give a shit.
Yeah, he just kind of walked away with the body sitting there.
Also, I really want to make a joke about how Parker being a half-demon means his name is only half as tropey.
Alistair, Hunter, and Parker.
Like, it fits with the format of Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, Hunter hunts, Parker parks? What?
Well, you know.
He parks his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh my god, him saying to Maggie that his dad said that marrying his mother was the worst mistake he'd ever made. Like, if I didn't already suspect that his dad was actually evil, I'd be like, that dude's evil.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh my god, don't fucking say that to your kids.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the parent you're talking about is an abusive asshole and you had to divorce them because they were an abusive asshole. Like, that's the only way that's acceptable. And even then, don't say it like that.
So back to our fertility god chick.
Mm-hmm.
The power goes out. She's wandering with a flashlight, but she doesn't once look behind her. Like, what?
Nope. Remember, people are stupid in the shows.
Yeah, like... Though I do like that her shard was in a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that was cool.
Because it looks cool.
I like that they kept them in different places.
Yeah. Yeah. When speaking of shards, when they get back to the house and they're like, the third shard is in the house because, you know, the bees are here. Sure.
Insert
all right.
Oprah gif.
Yes.
Bees!
Yes. I wrote in my notes, if the shard is in the key around Macy's neck, I will riot.
It was only slightly better than that.
Yeah. So when they actually get the key, I wrote in my notes, I was like, the key around Macy's neck isn't the shard. Good. But it is the beacon to bring the pieces together. It's a bit on the nose, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's a fucking key.
Yeah.
So here's my question.
Also, that's a very conflicting iconography. I don't know that pentacles are at all associated with ancient Greek lore.
No.
So why would it why would it be the pommel of the Scythe of Tartarus? Like, that's weird.
Well, here's my thing on that. And my question on that. Macy is told by the psychic chick that the pillar holds the key to her darkness.
Mm-hmm.
The key is the beacon to bring the scythe together, and the scythe lets a demon out of hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So think about that for a moment.
I have been thinking about that for many a moment this last week.
Like, what the fuck is this gonna mean? That Macy is the only one who can open the fucking can?
I wasn't going in that direction, but sure.
That's what I was like. That's where my brain immediately went because it was the most off the wall thing I could think of. Also, the line I think it was that Maggie said was, "How do we not know Mom was a witch?"
They
Why?
say this every fucking episode.
But like, why? Because there was a box hidden behind a panel in the ceiling of the attic? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know Mom's a witch? It's hidden. It's not like it's just sitting out in the open. And speaking of sitting out in the open,
all those fucking lit candles.
Okay, so they light candles. So so this is exactly how I wrote this in my notes. This is exactly how I wrote this in my notes. The shadow demon will be here any minute. Quick, light candles all over the house. Where did they even get that many candles? Like, I love candles, but I don't have enough candles to cover my entire apartment with them. I don't have enough candles to cover my bedroom with them, especially matching candles.
Yeah, they were all little, like, 5-6 inch pillars.
Yeah. All over, on every flat surface.
Including the one that they glamored to look like the shard in the box.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that was too easy. Like, Fuzzy Shadow Dude comes up and, like, the decoys are disabled like that. It was a little too easy for him to do that.
Though I do like the way that they did the effect of the candles going out as he passed them and then them popping back up. That was cute. That was cute. I like the way they did that. But so here's the thing. They cast a spell to do the light thing, which if you looked in the book, they needed between 3 and 8 witches to keep going.
They had 3.
So, you're automatically going, oh, they only need 3. They're the charmed ones. It'll be fine. But, apparently getting knocked by something ruins it all. But they put the last shard just in a storage bench.
Yeah.
Not a locked box.
Yeah.
Just in a storage bench in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like, oh, he's going to come all the way up to the attic because that's where we have this thing. Maybe let's hide it in the basement. Nope. It's in the attic in a fucking storage bench.
Yep.
But then this entire episode was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Just an absolute roller coaster. They lose the light Shadow Demon grabs Maggie because she's got the hilt.
Yeah.
Grabs her, phases through the floor with her.
Yeah. That's cool.
Luckily, they landed on a bed.
On her bed.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
Oh man.
No. Okay, the phasing bit was cool, and it made sense because, like, okay, he has to separate her from her sisters in order to, like, have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't end up having anyway. I really loved the humorous moment of them assuming there was a bee in Macy's shirt.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's a bee in your shirt.
Like, immediately I'm looking at her shirt doing the thing, and I'm like, oh, it's the key. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's a bee! And I'm like,
yeah. I did that. That was kind of funny.
I cackled.
Okay, so here's the other thing that I wrote in my notes. And this is, again, like sometimes I just know what's coming without realizing I know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie's power is getting stronger since she could read the demon's feelings. I swear to all that is holy, if the shadow demon turns out to be Parker, ...
You didn't swear then. You made an if-then statement without a then. What was the then?
I was going to be annoyed. And guess what? I'm annoyed. Oh, God. It just, like...
Mm-hmm.
And then I do, skipping ahead just a little bit, I like the fact that we find out that Marisol was the reason that Macy got the job at the lab.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of annoys me that, like, we don't find out, I don't know if we will later, but we don't find out, was she going to tell Macy that she was her mother, but was killed first? Or was she just never going to bring it up? Like,
well,
we're working in the same place. I get to see you every day. You have to see me all the time. But you have no idea that I'm your mother.
No, I think she would have known. She had that photo. I think the cat would have been out of the bag. I think she was just waiting for Macy to get there so that she could meet her. And maybe she wouldn't tell... I don't think she would have told her that she got her the job at the lab unless it was, like, part of the getting them together so they could be the charmed ones or whatever. But, like... She worked at the same university, so the second Macy saw her, Macy would have been like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because she has the photo, and, like, Marisol didn't. Marisol aged well.
Yes, she did. But yeah, that's my biggest question is, like, did she get her the job at the lab so that she could tell her, I'm your mother? Or did she just do it knowing, because, you know, Mama has the power of seeing the future.
Yeah.
Did she do it knowing she was possibly going to die and therefore wanted to get all the girls together?
I don't know that she would have known she was going to die. I don't think her power of premonition would have, like, solely been considering herself. Because, like, the one page she wrote in the book and then hid, she knew that the girls would need in order to trap a thing. Like,
right.
She wouldn't have necessarily counted on the fact that she's not there and therefore they have to now figure this out on their own. Like, yeah, that's an added complication. But yeah. Who knows if she saw that she would die, or maybe she just, like, because sometimes you get, like, these snapshots and you have to put them roughly in order, but there's a whole bunch of gaps.
Yeah.
So, like, she might have known, oh, well, before this one event happens, I'll be dead, but I don't know when I'm gonna die. And I'm hoping it's not going to be before I get to, like, see all of my daughters again.
Yeah. And again, the other thought process there is that she knew that the power of 3 was going to be needed. That the charmed ones were going to be needed. And the easiest way to do that would be to have Macy closer from wherever she was. Though I dislike the fact that Macy is automatically assuming that darkness means evil. She has darkness inside her, which means she's evil. No, that's not what that means. Having a darkness doesn't mean you're evil, because everyone has the capacity for evil. It's what you do with it. It'd be a
really, really dumb play on words to say that she's mixed race.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. Is the darkness inside her, she's, you know, half black.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be so dumb.
Dark. But here's the other thought process that I had. Because I think of these things, I apologize. She's half black. What if Galvin's her brother? Yeah. Like, that's where my brain went. I was like, what if he's, like, you know, half brother?
Ooh, inappropriate attraction there.
Mm-hmm. It's just a thought because we don't know what happened to her to Macy's dad.
We know he's dead. That's about all we get.
Right, but we don't know.
Well, and Galvin knew he was dead, and Galvin's never really talked about his parents. He talked about his grandma.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah. It's just a thought that I'm putting out there.
If it were just like all down to a translation error, it's like, oh no, that's just saying that you're like product of a witch and a black dude. Like, this is nothing. It doesn't actually mean anything, sweetheart. It's just they translated it a couple of times and it gets really ominous the more you translate it.
I'm sorry. It was just product of a witch and a black dude. It's just
I don't know.
It's like Panic at the Disco cover band. Oh, golly gee whiz willikers. All right. Oh, boy.
You know, the whole lady comes in to take over and then...
Yeah, I'm waiting for her to be evil, too.
I was expecting it. Like, she's clearly at least a pawn in this game because she replaced a guy who got killed and everyone was told he was fired.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for her to be evil.
And then she has to, like, play hardball because boys club and whatever. Mm-hmm. And I like that Macy came back. She's like, I don't golf.
Yeah. I like that Macy womaned up.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, you want me to fire this dude because you want to seem like a hard ass.
She thought she had to grow some gonads. Turns out she had them. They were just hidden.
Yes. Yes.
They're right next to her uterus.
Yes.
Those gonads.
Yeah. I do also love that she walked out of that office with such confidence that everyone was staring at her.
Yeah.
But she was in the office saying, I'm not firing Galvin, out loud with the door open, and Galvin was just outside the door.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's going to come up at all.
That's a huge TV trope of someone 5 feet away can hear nothing of what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like that Mel dropping out to live her own life and Maggie majoring in psych. Like, I like those developments. I enjoy the fact that they're actually like, this is what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
So I think for me, final thoughts, I'm really liking, finally, the growth that they're letting Mel have. Mm-hmm. She's nearly 3D now. I enjoy Macy becoming an authority figure at the lab. That's a wonderful development. I love Maggie's outfits. She's always the best dressed out of all of them.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh because where is she getting the money for all of these clothes? I'm worried a little bit about the whole Parker situation because I'm not sure where they're going to go with that.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be a Cole situation. I really don't. I don't have an issue with witch and half demon dating. No issue there. But vaguely knowing what's coming up with Cole, I'm hoping that Parker doesn't go in that direction. Mm-hmm. And like, minding you, I only vaguely remember what's coming up with Cole. So, and I don't want to spoil it here because, you know, if people are going for the 4th season, we're just getting there. So,
it is going to lead to a much more present conflict though, because Cole's whole thing is that, yeah, he's a half demon and technically he answers to the source, but like the whole issue is that he has a quote unquote like general sort of duty, like as a demon.
Duty.
Yeah, duty. But like it wasn't that he literally had his dad breathing down his neck.
Right. And
which granted his dad was the human one, so that doesn't fully apply. But
right.
Anyway, like Parker has his dad breathing down his neck, which leads to a much more obvious, very ever-present conflict visible in the show.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy.
I do kind of enjoy it, but I am predicting now a battle between Hunter and Parker where one of them will die. Mm-hmm. That is,
and one of them will make himself look like Maggie.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm immediately going. But I do have the one final question. Why don't they consult the elders more? You'd think that there would be some big brain power there.
The elders took like a week and a half to get them the book back, though.
I get that, but like,
they also
you think.
Well, I mean, there was the whole.
You have a huge council of all of these, like, you know.
Yeah, but like, it's an institution, and they are not used to dealing with the charmed ones, and the charmed ones were not raised to fucking know anything. So they're not going to know all of the various rules. They're just going to know why those rules don't work for them. So it leads to a very, very nice, like not man versus nature, like that a type of like archetypal sort of conflict wherein the, hang on. The word, not institutional, but structural, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I get it. It was just like, you'd think that they would consult the people who have more knowledge on things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and even Harry doesn't even think about consulting them until the end of the episode.
And he even tries to, like, whisper consult Mel.
Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't know.
It's like, hey, use your powers. Use your powers.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, all in all, they're starting to get better with every episode. It's just taken them a while. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the last one I was like, it's a 7 out of 10. This one's more like a 7.5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's still not, like, awesome, and I would totally rewatch all of it and whatever, but, like, it's slowly getting better, and that is a lot in part to do with the fact that they're finally giving Mel a personality that's much more dimensional. Mm-hmm. And because she's really been my annoyance factor in all of it.
Yeah.
She was just so one-dimensional that it was hard to watch. Mm-hmm. And they're finally giving her a personality.
Yeah.
And it isn't the everything's based around my girlfriend. It's I'm going to live life for myself and do what I want to do now. And I like that a lot. And I'm excited to see where this is going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's still kind of following in Mom's footsteps.
Yeah, but
Mom
that's
witch,
not
but
that's not obnoxious.
Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not obnoxious. I have a problem with almost all TV shows where it's you are my significant other. My life revolves around you and I know nothing else. That drives me nuts. Be your own fucking person.
Yep.
People wonder why I'm single. It's because I am not willing to not be my own fucking person.
Yep. Yeah. I've been watching Killing Eve. I'm only a couple episodes in right now. But
I don't watch that one.
Sandra Oh. Mm-hmm. Very good. It also has Kimberly, I forget her last name, who was on The Good Place.
Okay.
Simone from season 3.
Okay.
Like Chidi's girlfriend for a bit.
Yeah.
She's great. But Sandra Oh is fucking excellent. And her on-screen relationship with, like, her character's on-screen relationship with her husband is great. Because, sure, they gripe sometimes. They clearly love each other. And they just have such fun interpersonal interactions. Mm-hmm. Like, she Skypes him, and he turns to show the computer to everyone who's already there that she forgot was, like, gathering. She had to go out of town. And she's like, shit, I gotta put my pants on. And, like, at one point, one of her suitcase gets stolen, and she's like, oh my god, Nico's never gonna let me forget about this. Because he told her before
His
she
name
left.
is Nico?
His name is Nico.
That's funny.
He's Polish, British thing. But, like...
Those are separate things.
Well, he's a Polish dude who lives in Britain.
Okay.
He's a British dude who is of Polish extraction. Okay. That kind of thing. But, like, they just have such a fun relationship. I love it.
Nice.
And that's the kind of thing. Because he lets her go do her own thing. She lets him go do his own thing. He, like, runs a bridge club.
Nice.
Super fun.
Yeah. You have to be your own person before you can let somebody else into your life. Mm-hmm. And you can't dumb yourself down to be with someone else.
No.
That drives me nuts, too. All right. I think we've digressed enough to be done. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have no sign off.